Hello, 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 everyone. This is going to be my unboxing of the Tarot Volatile, the heavier edition. So this is like a collector's edition. It's less, I guess, apt for shuffling. I really wanted this deck, and I unfortunately didn't get the lighter edition that is more apt for shuffling. So I guess we'll kind of go through and see like how, I guess, unshuffleable this is. And go from there and just kind of let you guys know, because I fully plan to read with this deck depending on how bad it is. I've used some pretty stiff cardstock in my time, so I'm not like incredibly concerned, I guess, if that makes any sense. Oh, okay. Oh, it comes with a shirt. That's right, they sell merch. Not comes with a shirt, like comes with a photo of their shirts. They sell shirts. I honestly kind of want to buy one, not gonna lie. I mean, like, it's a very nice aesthetic. Oh, and it comes with a receipt. Credo quia absurdum. I believe that's Latin. Yeah. Nice. And then we get this very nice, thank you for buying our absurdities. Oh, that's wholesome. I love that. And it has, again, like their little thing on the back. Covered in bubble wrap. Looks like they have a nice box, which is nice. I like when they have sturdy boxes. It's interesting. It's kind of like, you know, I like, oh, it's dinged. It came dinged. That's sad. It makes me kind of sad that it came dinged. So maybe not a super sturdy box, especially the, oh, I wonder if they just kind of like had to get this out or something, because this isn't even in the middle, right? And it comes with a title card. I'm surprised this is the thicker version, to be honest. As you can see, this is pretty big, and that's because they have another suit in this. I believe it's called, oh goodness, Vials. Is that right? Oh, it doesn't say. Foo. Vessels or vials? I think it's vessels. Doesn't come with any sort of guidebook either, I am seeing, which is a little unfortunate because I'm not sure how I'm supposed to know what the vessels are. Unique set has a few alternative cards, so it allows you to build your own portion of the deck. In addition, it has the suit included, the vessels, transfiguration of the classical element of Aether, also known as quintessence. You can find the symbology, meanings, interpretations. So I guess you have to go to the tarotvolatile.com to be able to see it. The cardstock isn't bad. Like, I've definitely had cardstock that is a lot worse than this. I wouldn't consider it thick, though. That's the thing that gets me. Like, I was kind of expecting, like, an overly rose petal finish based on, like, how it was described. It's a little strange. I don't know, maybe... Let me look at the receipt. Yeah, it says the heavier Tarot Volatile. Weird. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about it, to be honest. Regardless, I feel like this would shuffle pretty decently. It bends okay. I'm not too upset about that either. So, I don't know. Anyway. So we have the Fool, the Fooless. So it comes with extra cards so you can personalize the deck. Then we have the Magician. Oh, the Magician, the Alchemist, the High Priestess. And can you guys see these pretty well? Let me zoom in a bit so you can see it better. The Empress. The Emperor. The Pope. So the Hierophant. The Lovers. That's interesting. Because this is so like... I don't know how to explain it. This is, to me, feels very Renaissance. This feels very, you know, not of our time, but they have very of our time tattoos, which is cool to me. Chariot. Justice. I wonder if this is a printing error. Do you guys see that white speckling? The Hermit, the Wheel of Fortune, Fortitude. So that's the Thoth version, and then we have Strength. Hanged Man. Prudence. Death. Rebirth. So all three of those. Sorry, no. I think it's Prudence and the Hanged Man are the two, right? Yeah, Prudence and the Hanged Man. Sorry, that was my bad. So you can see both of those side by side. And then we have Rebirth, Death, and the Misery Collector. So you have three options for Death. And we have Temperance. I love the Devil here. Temptation, the Tower, the Star, the Moon, the Sun. I have a little bit of mixed feelings. I feel like the art is beautiful. I just feel like some of them, it's not printed very well on the cards. I don't know if that makes any sense. Judgment, the Universe. I love this universe. They're so androgynous. I love that. It keeps in with the normal depiction. And then we have the Ace of Cups, the Two of Cups, Three of Cups, Four of Cups, Five of Cups. Oh, sorry. Six of Cups, Seven of Cups, Eight of Cups, Nine of Cups. I love the Buddha. 10 of Cups, Page of Cups, Nine of Cups, Queen of Cups, King of Cups. Like, this art feels very Renaissance inspired, but so many of the depicted time frames seem very classical, which is very Renaissance, right? Ace of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, but then we have these additions of like these glasses, which are very, I think it's anachromatic, right? When it's outside of time, outside of the time frame. Three of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. It's interesting. They almost look like drachma. And some of them are in Hebrew. I think I saw a sigil from the Ars Goetia in the 6. So I think that's interesting that there might be like encoded meanings in the coins that are given. And here, that seems very specific. I don't know if you can see that very well. For the Queen of Coins. And we have the King of Coins. Ace of Swords, Two of Swords, Three of Swords. Oh, we have two Three of Swords. It's interesting. We have the very quintessential Rider-Waite Three of Swords with the heart being stabbed by three swords in a storm. And then we have this Three of Swords, which takes away the heart and adds a human element. And of course, the heart is human, right? But then we have the Four of Swords, Five of Swords, Six of Swords, Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords, 10 of Swords, Page of Swords, Head. This page decapitated that person. It's interesting. Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords. And then we have, again, decapitation and Medusa's head. And the King of Swords is very androgynous to me. And then another decapitated head. I wonder why the decapitation. I think the Knight of Swords is the only... Nope, here's another decapitated head. Never mind. So they all have heads somewhere. But it seems the masculine energies outside of the Page of Course have desiccated heads, whereas the feminine energies have fleshy heads. And honestly, I definitely see the Page sometimes as a feminine energy, depending on the deck. So maybe I'm wrong with that. I don't know. We have the Ace of Wands here, Two of Wands here, Three of Wands, Four of Wands. That's interesting because this is very Victorian, right? This almost feels Phrygian to me with that hat. And then we're going into what appears to be an African culture. It's either African or West Indian. It's difficult to differentiate. I'm going to say African though, based on hair texture and head ornamentation. And then we're back to, this is almost Middle Ages England. So there's not much. And then here we have what looks like a depiction of interactions between like Goliath, maybe, So there's, and then we have assumedly Perseus, right? Because it's Medusa's head. So there seems to be, at least in the wands, a large jumping around, really, because then we're at Samurai. This is a very like traditional depiction of Deus ex machina. So this is interesting. And then we have the 9. And then we're back to medieval sort of depictions. And now we're in tribal. This feels very, it's difficult for me to tell, right? Because on one level, this feels very Mesoamerican, and on another level, it feels very African. And this is almost assuredly Mesoamerican, I would say. Mesoamerican to West Indian, perhaps. And then we have the Knight of Wands. I can't quite place them. The Camel, I would assume, like North African, maybe, yeah, definitely North African. And then I don't know what this depiction is. So I'm wondering, oh, I love that they have stretch marks though, or a scratch maybe from the leopard. So they include the cat with the Queen of Wands. And then again, we have a very Mesoamerican, I would say, depiction. I'm wondering if the artist is drawing on specific, you know, pinpoint cultural points, I suppose, or if this is just kind of a mashup. Because to me, this is feeling like a mashup. I mean, I don't know enough about like Zapotec or Omelek, right? Omelek culture to know, or like Kalinga culture or Taino culture or Arawakan culture to know enough to be like, yeah, this seems a little bit off, but I don't know. It just seems very much a depiction of what I would assume a Renaissance person would see when they saw native cultures or pre-colonized cultures. Yeah, I'm not sure. And now we're in vessels or quintessence. Eomus, quaestium, quatuor, L, e meniorum naturas. I don't know what that means. Latin. 2 of quintessence, so that would be the Ace of quintessence or Ace of Aether. 2 of quintessence, 3 of quintessence, 4 of quintessence, 5 of quintessence, again with that decapitated head. 6 of quintessence, it almost reminds me of a homunculus. 7 of quintessence, 8 of quintessence. This is interesting, this fighting. A chimera, 9 of quintessence, 10 of quintessence. Then we have the Page of Vessels, Knight of Vessels, Queen of Vessels, King of Vessels. Okay, let's see how this shuffles. Generally, when I get decks, like, for example, the Modern Witch has 2 different versions of the 10 of Swords, or the, oh goodness, what's it called? It's very cartoony, very Star Spinner. The Star Spinner Tarot has 4 different lovers, for example. I don't really keep them in. I like to keep them in. Let's see how viable that is. Let's zoom out so you can see more. I want to see how viable that is with this, though. Oh, it's working. It's like, it's going. We're moving. We're moving at a pace. So this is definitely viable. Let's see how we riffle shuffle, though. I have a deck that's about as thick as this. That's an Oracle deck, so I'm not incredibly surprised. It actually almost feels like the same sort of cardstock, to be honest. Oh gosh. Yeah. Okay. So she's not very bendy friendly, but again, it's kind of like said that it was going to be that way. I would say that this is definitely shuffleable. If you're going for the heavy deck and you want it to be for light use, this is what this would be for me for light use. I have enough decks that I can rotate and it's not too big of an issue. It's not an issue at all, actually. I'm kind of a hoarder, but the idea is that I could still use this functionally and still keep it in decent condition as long as I don't like get addicted to this one deck. like I did with the Children of Litha. Like that deck is beat the heck up because I used it basically for an entire summer, and just that deck for an entire summer. Let's see how well it's shuffled. So we have the 9 of Wands next to the 8 of Wands, next to the, what? So 9, 8. Oh yeah, that's right. There are 2 8s. Missed that. So they're 2 8s. Thank you, cards. Oh well, this didn't shuffle well at all. I mean, we have the Ace of Swords there, so some of the things moved around. It would need a lot of shuffling, I would say. It might be better if you take out the extra cards, and even then, I don't think it's going to take it down too much. I think, kind of like what they said, this is more of like a collector's item, if you go it that way. I don't know what the cardstock is like for the version that's actually meant to be read with. That would be a good question. I might get it, I might not, I don't know. I'm not incredibly impressed with how they're printed. Like, this art is gorgeous. It's beautiful, it's amazing. Some of it I think is a little bit spicy in the way that it's presented. But regardless, I think it's pretty great. I wonder if they actually were meaning to grab from native Brazilian cultures, because this comes from Portugal, and I know Portugal colonized Brazil, so that's an option. It could also be like Angola. I think Angola was also colonized by the Portuguese, so those could be kind of some of the places that they were pulling from. Oh my gosh, even getting it back in the box is like, wow. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're getting it. We got there, people. We made it. So this has been my walkthrough of the Tarot Volatile. Came a little, yeah, it's a little beat up. She had a rough go getting here, but she's beautiful. I wish she came with a guidebook, but outside of that, like, I'm pretty happy. Thank you guys so much for watching.